Let's talk Strange. Stephen Strange. Cue the music. Hey everyone, I'm the 13th Wolfman. You know what? I'm going to talk to you about Doctor Strange. They call him Doctor Strange. Okay, that's not the song. It's called They Call Me Dr. Love, but hey, kind of works. Stephen Strange. Doctor Strange was a really cool movie based upon a really cool comic book. Comic book was created by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko. Steve Ditko basically took the idea of a mystical, of a doctor learning the mystic arts and learning how to control time and space, along with a lot of other cool stuff. The look of Doctor Strange in the comics is based upon Vincent Price. We all love our Vincent Price, and that's the cool thing. Now, in the movies, they got Benedict Cumberbatch to play Doctor Strange, and it works. I don't know. I think it'd be kind of cool if they'd got a different actor. But I'm not saying I dislike Benedict Cumberbatch. I just think something else could have worked a little better. It was a good movie. I enjoyed myself a lot. So if you don't know what Doctor Strange is about, Stephen Strange is a doctor of neuroscience. And one day on his way home, I guess, you don't really know where he's going. He's in a car, he's driving along, and one of the guys that works at the hospital says, "Here's the case." He says, "No." He says, "Well, here's another case." He goes, "No." And then he says, "Well, here's another." He goes, "Okay, yeah. Send me the file." And just as he says that, his car is in an accident, and he winds up at the hospital he works at. And, Stephen Strange is a very arrogant, egotistical man. He knows that, if it wasn't for his brilliant mind and his hands, that the Earth wouldn't spin on its axis. Yeah. That's the arrogance he has. I mean, he really has a ego planted that, he is the end-all, be-all of everything. And so now he's got to entrust his life in the hospital to another doctor. And when he wakes up, he finds out that there are pins and needles and screws all in his hands, and he can't. They're saying that there's a good chance he'll never use his hands again, which sucks. He's a doctor, so he does some research, and and while he's doing some therapy, one of the guys that's helping him with physical therapy tells him the story of a man who he knows lost a leg and was paralyzed, from the waist down. Well, he goes, and not much, he goes, about a year later, the guy walked right by him on the street, like nothing happened. And so Doctor Strange seeks out this guy and says, "How'd you do it? How did you are beating the odds. You're making science look foolish. How did you beat the odds?" And he tells him about Kamanjar. And Kamanjar is this place in Nepal where you are taught not the science, but the mystique. And Tilda Swinton plays the Ancient One, which was cool. Bernard Wong plays Wong. A lot of cool things happen in this movie, and visually, this movie is just incredible. But there's a scene, and it's so funny because there's a scene towards the end where time freezes. And I'm a big fan of The Dead Zone with Anthony Michael Hall, the guy from The Breakfast Club. And there were every time he would go into something, it'd be frozen. And I watched the making of and how they do this, And basically it's the director going, "Okay, everybody, freeze." And then they have to stand there, frozen, for the longest time. And this happens in this in Doctor Strange. And it's like when I saw that scene, I'm like, when time freezes, I'm like, oh wow, so that looks cool and all, but they were doing that back in like 2000. you know? But the movie is incredible. I can't say enough about it. What would I give this? I would give Doctor Strange. If we're going out of 10, which I've been doing with Kevin lately on the Horror 101s, I'd give it a 9.5. I really liked it. I thought it was a really good movie. Visually, it was stunning. So yeah, that's Doctor Strange. Tell me, have you seen this movie? What did you think? What do you want to see this movie? Always like, subscribe, share, and comment. I'm the 13th Wolfman, of course. I'm on the prowl.